It never ends. You're driving through to the Dakotas. Is anybody here? Who's here from Dakota? Anybody here from the Dakotas? Yeah. Okay. There you are. There you are. You're back here. Okay. Stop with the state. I mean, there's a drugstore there called Wall Drug. You better look at everybody's saying, yeah, no. Because it's like the only place in the Dakotas. And you drive like 7,000 miles, and it says 6,999 miles to Wall Drug. And you're like, it's a stupid drugstore. By the time you get there, you're like, I've got to see this place. And you walk around and you're like, people, there are people here. They drove through that to come here for something. And many of them found them at Generations Pizza last night. Then I left there to go to stay at the hotel. And I stayed at Molly's hotel. Hi, Molly, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Very good. Your hotel is called the General Denver Hotel.
That's right.
You're not a Hilton.
No.
You're not somebody who's run a bunch of chain hotels.
No.
This is a really old historic hotel.
It is.
Okay. And I got there probably midnight, 12:15?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. It's been a long day. Got there at 1 o'clock. And you gave me a real quick tour of the place and gave me a hug. And it's just so great.
Thank you.
You have been packed as a hotel. You have people from, or have we taken the whole hotel, or you have other people?
No, just you.
Just us. Well, I like mannequins in a few rooms. They have to have their own rooms. But you bought this hotel. How?
On a handshake.
Tell me the story.
Oh dear. I was maybe driving around a bit much as the kids grew older, and I kept passing this old hotel in Wilmington, Ohio, and oh, I thought it was gorgeous. So I showed it to my husband, who said, whoa, that needs a lot of work, honey. I said, okay. But there was this small sign in the window, and the kind you buy at the grocery store, and it took me 4 tries because it was so faded from the sun you couldn't read the numbers. But I finally got a hold of the gentleman that owned the hotel, and I would stop by there all the time. So much he just gave me a key and said, you can't hurt it. You can do whatever you want. And one day I stopped by and he was there. And he said, are you going to buy my hotel? And I said, boy, I would love to. But you know, I'm a nurse and my husband's a firefighter, and I just don't think that that's something we probably qualify for. But it's beautiful. And I'd love to help you find someone, you know, who could buy this. And he said, you look okay to me. And I said, sir, you know, you don't even know my last name. You don't know my social security number. What if I'm a bad credit risk? What if I'm, you know, not who you think I am? He goes, honey, I know people. You look fine. And I said, well, okay, but I don't have a financing for that. He goes, oh, no, I'll do it. 6% okay? He goes, honey, you ought to take this because that's a great commercial rate. And I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay. He goes, well, shake on it. We did. Then I called my husband and said, Mark, I think I just bought a hotel.
And there's her husband. Look at her husband. Is that from the arm twisting? How long have you had it? How long have you had the hotel now?
7 years in June.
Be 7 years in
7 years.
February.
Have you ever missed a payment?
No.
She looks pretty okay to me. Let me tell you something. That's what happened as of 1 a.m. We haven't even scratched the surface. Remember when I had John Huntsman? Who saw the John Huntsman Senior Show? Yeah. The guy told me, if you can do business on a handshake, if you can look a man in the eye and shake his hand and do a business deal there, you got America, you've saved America. This town will save America, and it will inspire you, and before the end of the hour, I will show you 4 miracles. Don't turn the dial. Back in a minute.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome back to Wilmington, Ohio. America's first Christmas. This is the Fellowship of Praise Choir, who you've been singing together for a matter of hours. And they're incredible, and I want to thank them. So I want to continue the story. Last night, I get here, I go have pizza with people from all over the country. I go to a hotel that was purchased on a handshake because people believe in each other being honest and decent with each other. And then I go over to Robin's storefront. Now, Robin is a woman who started a prayer center. What do you call it, Robin?
Prayer room.
A prayer room. And it is right across the street. You walk out of this hotel, and there's a prayer room there. 11 churches are participating, right? And now it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I walk into the prayer room, and there are people sitting in front of these chalkboards. And I immediately feel at home. It's heaven. Heaven does have chalkboards. And people are sitting in front of these chalkboards. And I talk to Robin, and she goes back into the back room, and I sit in front of one of these chalkboards. Now, there's somebody that's playing music there, live music. It's almost like the Truman Show, where the guy was playing the live music in the background. And he's playing music, and people are praying at these chalkboards for people all around the city, all in the entire area. People come in and say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Hoffelmeyer are having this problem or whatever. And they write it down, and people are praying there 24 hours, 7 days a week. I sat down and I prayed at one of those chalkboards, and I read everything on it. And then I wrote something on the chalkboard. Don't show it yet. When I finished, I got up and I went to talk to Robin. And Robin, you said when you first felt that you needed to put this prayer center together, why? What was the feeling that you had?
Well, in 1998, there's a lot of different things that happened, but what we were talking about was that in a time of prayer, the Lord had said that the eyes of the nations would be turned to the brightness of his light in Wilmington. Okay. And we just said, okay, Lord, I'm kind of naive. I have a childlike faith. And I said, Lord, if you said it, I believe it, so be it. It's a done deal.
How have you ever felt like, okay, this is really, I really feel kind of uncomfortable here?
Sure.
Yeah. People, the amazing thing is, if you follow prompting like that, you usually feel stupid for quite some time. And you're like, okay, maybe it was just me. Okay, I'm just hearing things. A lot of people will mock you or whatever because you're out in the open. And you're like, I know this is crazy. I'm starting a prayer room. 11 churches, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I contend it is what is going to get Wilmington through this crisis. Now, let me show you what I wrote on the chalkboard before I heard this story. Is it still up on the chalkboard? Yes, it is. Before I heard this story, I was praying at that chalkboard, and I wrote that a nation may see Wilmington. That was my prayer. Because when I walked into that room, I could feel it, and I could feel that what's happening in this town is you're not dividing yourself by politics or anything else. You're coming together and you're recognizing who's in charge, and you are getting the job done. And it is in his hands. And when you told me that story, I went, that's why I'm here. I know that's why I'm here. Because that is going to happen all across. You want to save the nation? You do this. You do what Robin is doing. You go online and you look it up. You see what they're doing. You come to Wilmington, Ohio, and you see it. You witness it. Christine, where are you from?
East Berlin, Pennsylvania.
How far away is that?
It was about 9 hours from
9
me.
hours. You drove here all by yourself?
I did.
Okay, why'd you come here?
Well, first I had attended Restoring Honor
Yeah.
and by myself, and it was one of the most moving experiences. And then I actually came here not really to see you. I came to see
Cut her off. Cut the tape.
I came to see Sugar Tree Ministries, and I came to see the prayer room.
Okay, you went into the prayer room. I have a minute. You came into the prayer room, and what did you feel? This is after I left.
After you left, it was an amazing atonement. It was, I came in when all of the leaders of all of the churches were praying together on Wednesday morning. And I was so moved when I walked in. It was an amazing, comforting spirit of hope And
There is, can I tell you something? Alan,
yeah.
you are a guy who has started Sugar Tree Ministries. You're not taking money from anybody. You pray on the shelves, and you expect Dad upstairs to provide. And what happened?
He provides.
He provides. And I hear today, I don't know if this is true, I hear you have enough food on your shelves now to last the next 6 months.
We have quite a bit.
I contend, Christine, now if you take this back home, this is what's going to change America. There is an awakening. We taught you about George Whitefield. We showed you what happened when George Whitefield started talking. And I'm telling you, what's happening here, if it happens all across the country, will change the course of a nation. And Wilmington, Ohio will be responsible for it. Back in just a second.